talk about Valentine because we can't see you and not talk love. So once you're here, we'll talk about Valentine and what's going to happen. Here at JoyNews, we have our own program that's going to happen on Friday at the Labadi Beach Hotel. But I just want you to make a very quick comment on moving on in a situation like this. I mean, just make it very brief for me. Moving on for the girls, for Ejisuman, and for schools.
Well, Animwa prayed a prayer for them today on radio, and it was very good, that they will learn lessons from this, and that they will not allow their future to be destroyed by this act. That means that they should make lemonade out of this lemon. Okay.
All right. Well, all of them should make lemonade. I mean, just so as a town should, the girls should, their parents should, everybody who's affected. And if you're a young person, be conscious of the things you do today, especially when you're putting it on the World Wide Web. It will be there for several years to come. Let me tell you about love, because we're in the month of love. Well, as they say, many of you may be, getting ready to do something with your lovers or hoping to grab one before the month is over. We are counting down to Friday, the love experience that I said. But today we'll focus on what to do when love grows cold. And I do have Counselor Amos Kevin Annan to do that for us. When love grows cold, what is it? What is it that happens for you to know that love has grown cold?
Well, if you live in the winter zone, definitely winter will come and you feel cold.
Okay.
And you'll be looking forward to summer where there's sufficient heat. Now, love grows cold when the two parties do not keep the flames of love aflame.
Okay.
Now, there are so many reasons why love will grow cold. It could be that one party is disenchanted in the relationship. Things are not going as they had anticipated. And so your motivation and energy and the vigor to pursue same declines. Now, others see it happening, others don't. It just thrusts itself on them suddenly. And they get into a state of shock. And in that case, the other party would be trying to do all they can to stimulate it. But it's a personal decision. It's a personal choice. It's not just a feeling that one has.
Based on what you have said, it's possible that one person's love will grow cold, but the others isn't.
It's
also
steamy.
Possible that both
at the same time
catch the cold.
They can all catch the cold. And it all depends on what may be happening. For instance, if there's something happening which is discomforting for the other party and they've raised it and you haven't given it attention, they will withdraw. Okay,
I want you to, if you have, maybe put it in 5 points for us, what the symptoms are. I mean, what are the things that will make you see that, Charlie, this thing?
So, for instance, you have this lady in your life, all of a sudden, she is no longer showing interest in your conversations. There's a lady who could give you 10 paragraphs, and all of a sudden, she's giving one-liners. Hello, how are you doing? I'm fine. And she never says anything. And she expects you to say something. Now, conversations will be dying because intimacy is actually built around conversations. So that's one. Secondly, their initiation to do things for you, which ordinarily they would have done with ease. Now they have to think twice before they do same for you. Clearly, they are second guessing and they are not too sure whether you merit it at all. Thirdly, when the parties are not clear in their minds that you are going the full hog with them. Maybe you're giving them half-hearted love, half-hearted commitment. And so from their reading, they see that they're giving 100% and you are just being mischievous and exploiting them and taking them for a ride. They would definitely also grow cold because if I'm giving you all this and you are not responding in same fashion, because reciprocity is a principle in relationship. If it is not there, why kill yourself? So I go to sleep. Now also where it is that the other party has done everything and you could see that they're bending literally backwards.
Isn't it very difficult for you to see the efforts of the other person when you have lost it? I mean, if it's cold, it's cold.
You may not notice it.
You may not notice it.
You may not notice it, especially when you are carried away by adrenaline, which is the bubbling energy and zeal and the verve that comes with it. Individuals in that state won't see it. But the one who is reflective, who is cautious, who is measured, in what it is they do, they will notice it quickly.
Okay.
And then we must also underscore that there are certain personality types who will not see it. For instance, the sanguinic person, who is very outdoorsy, friendly, bubbling with a lot of energy, full of optimism. So even the bleak situation is still optimistic for them. But for the one who is, say, phlegmatic, they are slow. They are cold. Naturally, they're cold. So you've got to actually nudge them before they can get back to space.
Okay. Sorry, before we run out of time, I want us to focus on what to do when the love goes cold. I mean, what can you do? Well,
you've got to look at where I was and where I am right now. There would always be a certain disconnect. That difference needs to be looked at.
Okay.
What I used to do and now I feel reluctant to do. I'm hesitant. I have to think twice. You've got to review that. Now, where do you want this to be? Do you want it to continue or you want to back out? Oftentimes, you see people, they are in a dilemma. I want it, I don't want it.
Okay.
So your head says go for it, your heart says take yourself out of it.
Yes, I can relate.
Okay. In that case, you need help to think clearly, because sometimes you are sentimental. So you are not being very objective in your review of the situation. Now, you must also ask yourself, what is causing the coldness? Is it a moral flaw? Is it a character issue? Or it is something that can be dealt with even over time?
Right.
Because sometimes we take measures that are for character issues, for things that are very mundane, pedestrian, little things. And we make a hill out of a molehill, a mountain out of a molehill. So we should watch those things. And then also you must ask yourself, what has been your contribution to the growing of this person's coldness? Because sometimes our own attitudes, our own behavior, and some of the things we haven't done or have done can contribute to people growing cold, because it doesn't suddenly happen. Relationships don't suddenly die.
All right. But there are also programs and, I mean, times like this in the month, which we're looking forward to, you know, Friday, I know a lot of people are, where people will say, take advantage of this season to make amends. Some people have actually questioned the essence of Valentine's Day. And I want you to, you know, just bridge the two for me. Those who question the essence of Valentine's Day and those who say, well, these moments are good. It helps us to, you know, look back at the things that we have lost and make sure that we're working.
Well, certainly you would always have cynics and people who are sarcastic towards these things. We should not give too much currency and fuel to what they say. We can take note of it and ensure that what they say or what they accuse those who participate in these things are not true.
Well, they say that if I can love my partner or whoever it is every day, I love them every day. I don't need a day to
That one is not cynical. That one is something that they are saying that you don't have to set a particular date aside to do what is needful. For those people, we grant them that. But those others who make fun and mockery of others who are cashing in on this occasion, I have an issue with them. It's the same thing. They will extend it to, do we have to celebrate our Independence Day? Do we have to celebrate Christmas and all those things? It is unnecessary. What we need to do is this. Incidentally, in the month of February, is also when we register a lot of separations, truncations of relationships, and annulment of marriages. And so people need to be careful not to just resign their fate until it's in February. Let your love be continuous. But the beautiful thing is this, that relationships have moments of tranquility and moments of turbulence. If yours occurs in the month of February, please work at it, because it's natural occurrence.
Use 14th of Valentine's Day.
You should find time to sit and talk, because once it's about love, now show your love by forgiving, show your love by reconciling, show your love by ensuring that you give people assurance rather than rubbish it.
Before we go, finally, we know that this Friday here at JoyNews we have our love experience, but we also know that you are putting something together to support couples.
Oh, yes.
Yes, tell us about it.
This will be the 5th edition. Thankfully, this year my wife and I will be celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary.
How did you do that? 20 years? That'll be a story.
A good spouse is both a blessing and a burden.
Oh, okay. That's a story we should talk about.
If you have one, you should understand that there will be a blessing and sometimes there will be a burden. And you should not be too worried. Work at it.
Okay. So do tell us about the program.
Marriage is like a farm. If you water it, it will flourish. If you leave it to have a course of its own, it will wither and die.
I hope Matilda is listening.
Tilly is listening.
She's just, I know. She has just been married. So
what we are doing is in the month of May, ours is in the month of May, we're taking couples on a retreat, 3 days, 2 nights, at the Volta Serene.
Oh, that's
in
a
Hull.
beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place. And we're going to keep them there. And we're focusing on 3 things: coupling, conversations, and consummation. It's the 3 C's.
The third one is interesting.
The third one, why is that one interesting? Now it's my turn to ask you questions.
I don't know a lot about that one.
All right,
but that's why it's interesting.
we want to because we see that coupling is becoming a problem.
Okay.
And then conversations are dying with social media and all these gadgets around us. And then consummation, pressure of work and all those things is taking consummation out of the marriage union. So the bedroom is becoming very boring, and that needs to be reignited. So 22nd to the 24th of May, we are gathering what we call the Creative Couples Conclave. And a conclave is like a hangout, a decision-making process, and it's for people who want to be creative. Don't do the mundane, everyday thing. It's too rudimentary. We want them to want to change and diversify their response of love to each other. And it's at the Volta Serene. If you are interested and you want to participate, you can send me a WhatsApp. I'll send you the link for registration. And the number to send your WhatsApp is 0244 273368. 0244 273368.
68, rather.
68, yeah.
Okay, so that's if this is for couples only.
This is for couples. We have something for singles. It's called Singles in 3D.
But that's not, they're not part of the main
they are
event.
not coming to this. This is a weekend getaway.
Okay.
But it's just
that's for single people.
This is for singles.
Not like,
we call it Singles in 3D.
Not like dating people.
No, singles, people. Unmarried individuals.
And
all
this
categories.
One is for people who
couples.
are not dating,
so
who are married.
We use 2S, singles and spouses. So the first one I mentioned is for spouses. Then we have those for singles.
So for someone like me who is not married, if I get someone who wants to bring me, I can't come.
Oh, you can come.
But you said it's for spouses.
Oh, you mean for the couples event?
Yes.
No. We're focusing on those who are married. Okay. We don't want to create any.
I just don't want you to have any good crashes.
I don't want to create any tension for people, and you feel discomforted. People are asking you questions that you are not able to explain, and then they take pictures, and others are asking who is that fellow by your side there. So the 3D is those who are dating, those in dilemma, and those in decision making.
That's for the singles.
The singles ones. Singles in 3D, and that will be somewhere in March, and we're hoping that it will be something we can partner with you. Okay,
certainly. I was going to say, let's make some time to talk about this further.
Definitely.
I think it's a very interesting, these days, I mean, not just these days, people always have issues when it comes to relationship.
You know, my passion for this actually was reinforced when I was in the Netherlands in 2012. And in my hotel room, I watched a video on CNN titled The Divorce Hotel. Somebody who had seen that divorces were becoming very cumbersome processes has built and bought properties and turned them into a facility for one-stop quickie divorces.
Wow.
And it broke my heart. And I said, if somebody is doing this, why don't we also enrich? So my focus is to enrich. It's not to create a situation people feel they are perfect. Because a human being, by your nature as a human being, you are a bundle of both strengths and weaknesses.
All right.
Whenever you gravitate towards your strength, you're a success. You gravitate towards your weakness, you're a liability.
Right.
So we should all do all the best we can. And this Vows Day, don't hurt anybody.
Don't hurt anybody, heal everyone. The number to call is 0244-273-368 if you want to be a part, of course, of the couples program that's happening at the Volta Serene Hotel. Reverend Kevin Annan, thank you so much for coming.
My honor to be at your service.
And hopefully you also make your way to our front desk here at Joy FM and pick up a ticket. Tickets are running out very fast. To make a point, this one says, Kevin Annan, God bless you for your submission on this month of love. Love is the most powerful force and needs a lot of wisdom and skill to handle. #LoveForever.